Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Remember when Keir Starmer went over, kissed the ring of Donald Trump, sat there, and Donald Trump humiliated him, saying, go on, you couldn't fight the Russians, and, you know, all that sort of thing. But he was sitting there and he did that little forced smile of a man who's literally shit his pants, but doesn't want the world to know. So it was like, you know, like that. Halfway through a fart when it stopped being a fart, you know. That was the expression on his face when Trump launched into him. Now, he went there so that appropriate arse-kissing could go on in the hope that any tariffs that Trump was threatening wouldn't apply to Britain. And lo, it came to pass that they did. Now, Starmer is said to be, quote, disappointed. Well, he must get used to that. There's going to be a lot of disappointment in his life going forward. But, you know, because it's like, but I went to Donald Trump and I asked him not to put the tariffs on us. And yet he has. I don't think Donald Trump is going to listen to me. He appears not to do as I tell him. In Starmer's mind, that's inconceivable. If you get where that comes from, well done. Now, it isn't inconceivable. It's because Donald Trump literally doesn't give a shit. I mean, when he's sitting there and goes, Donald Trump thought my idea for Chagos was really good. Donald Trump was going, yeah, okay, yeah, whatever. Nice, very good. Yeah, move on. He was patronising him, of course he was. And so here we are. We've got tariffs. Now, will Keir Starmer respond in kind? Will he apply tariffs back on America? Well, we've seen what happened when Canada tried that. Canada went, well, fine, we're doing that, blah, blah, blah. And Trump just went, bang, put even more on. And then Canada backed down and they've stopped it. They've just went, no, okay, we'll stop. We won't do it. Don't do it. And they begged forgiveness. They got on the knee, took to the knee, begged and begged. And so they're back to where they were originally. As in, Canada do have tariffs, but they're not going to impose anything back. They had to capitulate because at the end of the day, America owns their arse, doesn't it? The trade is all one way. And then, of course, the same thing will be here. Starmer surely looked at Canada and went, oh, shit, you know. So he's come out and made a little thing that, well, we've got to keep our options open. We're not going to rush into it precipitately, which is their way of saying, we won't do it because we've seen how Canada got buggered and we don't want to get buggered ourselves. Trouble is, people keep asking, what are you going to do then, Starmer? What are you going to do? Ed Davey, what are you going to do? Starmer's like, oh, well, and no answer. Well, you know, the usual political non-answer. We shall look at the situation. We shall, estimate our options and respond accordingly in the fullness of time. All that BS that they say, because he hasn't got a clue what he's going to do. Literally hasn't got a clue. He knows if he pushes back, Trump will just drop even more on him. Trump's already drawing up a list of countries from whom you are not going to go into America from. There's nothing stopping him adding any other countries. Germans? No. British? No. He can do that. He's the president. He owes us nothing. And so, you know, for Starmer, though, it's an abject lesson in power. Starmer thinks he has power. But as Trump says to him, basically, you have no power here. You are nothing. And he's right. He's the dictatorial leader of a Marxist state that's got a failing economy because 20% of the electorate decided that voting Labour was a really good idea. I hope that the people who voted Labour are the ones who suffer the most under this. They probably will be, because most of the Labour people are at the bottom, aren't they? Because they tend to be. Yeah, I voted Labour because my dad voted Labour and my granddad voted Labour, you know. So you vote Labour then? Aye. How's that working out for you? Doing well, are we? I suspect not. But there'll be no reprisals. You know, the cabinet, even the most quiet, mousy little backbencher will look at what's happened and will tell Keir Starmer, we don't want to do this. We cannot get into a trade war with America. We will lose. As Sun Tzu said, never fight a war until you've already won. Well, Trump's already won. And yes, I know the markets are volatile. The markets are falling and tumbling and going do. But that's because everything is new and the markets don't like new. But here's the thing. Once the new becomes the norm, the markets will rise again. How do we know? Because it happens every single time. Because people adjust. They hit with a shock and they go, oh my God, this is different. Ooh. But then once they're there, when that happens. And the markets will rise. I give it 3-4 weeks, the markets will be rising again. In America, obviously not here, ours are down and ours will stay down because our economy is falling through the floor. Worldwide, the markets are up. Worldwide, the currencies are rising, the markets are rising. It's only Britain. So any claims they make and going, oh, it's a global phenomenon. No, it fucking isn't. It's a Marxist British phenomenon. We know why. Anyway, Starmer made this attempt to try and head off all the complaints that he wasn't responding properly, that he wasn't a strong and effective leader. He stood there in Parliament. He was saying, I've had a phone call with Mr. Trump. And he said, I did that on Monday night before me cocoa, my communist own blended cocoa from darkest Peru or whatever it would be. And he's trying to make out that he had a very strong conversation, and he put his position forcefully, and that the president fully understood and was on board with what he was saying. Again, Trump's probably going, who is this guy again? Prime Minister of Britain. Yeah, I like Britain. No Queen, though. Yeah, it's a shame. She was the last of the good ones. I like that Boris fella. Don't like this guy. And that's it. And he just... So, Starmer was talking. Trump weren't listening. He was just going, yeah. Yeah. We've got the ball game on, Yeah. And like that. And then Starmer puts the phone down and thinks, I talked to him. It was a good constructive conversation. Trump's busy looking for his next Big Mac, isn't he? Doesn't care. This is the trouble. Starmer thinks he's important. Starmer thinks he's powerful. Starmer lives in a world of delusion. He's a big boy in this pond. He's the big fish in Britain. But outside of Britain, he's a little stickleback, isn't he? He's a nothing. And he's not even got a democratic mandate. 20% of the electorate does not give you a democratic mandate for this shit. And yet here we are, destroying the economy, destroying our culture, not protecting the borders. The one job of Parliament, one job of a government really is to protect its own country. It's not doing that. It's removing our rights, our freedoms. It's locking people up. It's ensuring that future generations are having any opportunity removed from them. He's destroying our energy supply, everything. And it's all on purpose. The guy is, I'm pretty sure of it, in my opinion, an enemy agent for either the Russians or the Chinese or who knows who. But he's certainly working against the interests of this country. And it doesn't matter how many people he phones up and pretends he's having important conversations with. So there we are. He's gone. He's going to be the most loathed politician probably ever. He's going to be Britain's Quisling, isn't he? But will he tariff back? Do you know, I wouldn't put it past him because it would just make Britain poorer, so he probably will. But he'd be an idiot if he did. Let me know what you think. Thanks very much. Goodbye.